So this video is going to be a little bit different. This is kind of something that I've got, that I'm very passionate about and that I felt needed to be said. First thing is, I've noticed that, a lot of people are afraid of snakes, especially out here, but just in general, the word snake, has a lot of fear to people. Snakes, just like every animal that we live with, have a purpose. And whether it's a rattlesnake or a gopher snake like this guy, a king snake, a garter snake, a cottonmouth, a copperhead, whatever it is, they all have a purpose and a place. And there's really no reason to fear them. Even a snake like a gopher snake, people would absolutely have a lot of fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. With that being said, I have a healthy respect for snakes, especially venomous snakes. I understand the power that they possess. It can change your life in a heartbeat. People need to realize that they are not evil, ugly monsters that, are just coming after them. I feel like people are scared of these amazing creatures because they just don't know. They're uneducated. But let's go through the facts and decipher fact from fiction and determine exactly what we need to know. When it comes to venomous snakes, this is not a venomous snake, but when it comes to venomous snakes, there's no reason to be afraid of them. They need to be respected, and I do respect them. And I understand that everybody is wired differently. Every person has their fear, but I'm hoping that putting this video together, maybe you will come to realize that the fear shouldn't be as high as it really is. I've heard so many people talk about how the only good snake is a dead snake. The only good rattlesnake is a dead rattlesnake. That's not true. Snakes are an important part of the food chain. They control rodent population, and in turn are an important food source for many other animals. I've had people tell me that they see snakes on the road and they purposely run them over. They actually veered out of their lane and onto the shoulder just to hit the snake. Why would you run over a snake on purpose, especially when they are out in the wild, out where they're supposed to be? You're invading their space and you want to run them over to kill them? I know people that kill rattlesnakes that are in their yard, and honestly, I somewhat understand that. You've got kids, you've got a family, you've got pets, I understand it. But if you could, I would ask you to call somebody. There are many people, no matter what city you live in, that are more than happy to come down there and bring the snake to somewhere else. Get it out of your yard and transport it somewhere else. There are people out there that basically, whenever they find a rattlesnake, they kill it. Because rattlesnakes have the potential to kill people. Now let me ask you, you're going around killing the animal because it has the potential of killing a human being? Now would you do the same thing to a dog? I'll have some facts later on, but dogs kill more people than snakes do, by about 3 times more per year. I'm a friend of the animal, and I do stand for protecting animals. I think the biggest thing for people is to be educated about the animals that we live with and that we share this world with, including venomous snakes. Even though they are venomous, they have a purpose of being venomous. There's a reason they have that venom, and it's not to kill human beings. That venom is for hunting. They bite a rodent and the rodent runs off and dies due to that venom. The snake then is able to track it down and eat the rodent. That venom is an offensive trait. It's not a defensive trait. They don't use the venom for defensive purposes. Most animals, including rattlesnakes, live in a harsh environment. It's rough out here. It's brutal out here. They need to conserve energy. They need to conserve what they have. They're going to go out of the way at all costs to avoid conflict. They do not want conflict. They understand that when we come up on them, we're 50 times bigger than them. They don't want to mess with us. They don't want to mess with that. That's why a lot of times you see them go straight for a bush or curl up. Those are defensive acts, defensive positions. They don't attack. Every snake is different. Every rattlesnake is different. I have come across rattlesnakes that have been very ornery, kind of mean, really. And I've come across rattlesnakes that have been extremely docile. Just like every person has a personality, every snake has a personality. They are not all the same. There is no reason to basically go on a vendetta against these snakes that have done nothing to you. I really beg you, please, if you see a rattlesnake or any snake, if you don't like them, that's fine. You know, I can't make you like them. Nobody can. But please, just leave them alone. Let's do all our part in helping the environment out. If everybody was like this about a different animal, we wouldn't have these problems, and conservation really wouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, there are 20 species of venomous snakes in the U.S. As far as the most deadly, the western diamondback is responsible for the most deaths in the U.S. 7,000 to 8,000 people get bit on average every year by venomous snakes in the U.S. Of those 7,000 to 8,000, only 5 will die on average, and it is rarely over 10. 5 in every 7,000 to 8,000 is a percentage of 0.06 to 0.07. Or another way of saying it is you have a 99.93% chance of surviving a venomous snake bite. That doesn't include the percentage of actually getting bit by a venomous snake. Those odds of actually getting bit by a venomous snake is 99.9999999%. Basically, it is super rare phenomenon of dying from a snake bite, and then it is even rarer of ever even getting bitten. And did you know that 20 to 30% of all rattlesnake bites are dry bites, meaning that no venom is injected? They have the ability to control their venom injection, and some snakes realize the importance of saving venom for when they truly need it, like hunting for prey, which is not humans. Every year, around 162,000 people die from lung cancer. 38,000 people die every year from a vehicle accident. 54 people from lightning, 53 from wasps or bees, 21 from dogs, 7 from spider bites, and 5 from snake bites. Again, the numbers show that you have a 99.99% chance, or let's just say 100% chance, of dying from one of those other things than a snake bite. You know, in conclusion, I hope that, you know, after this brief education, you will have gained respect and understanding for these beautiful creatures, and hopefully you will show them the respect that they deserve.